Good morning, y'all. I'm Dave. This is Double Hook Angling. I'm going to tie some jigs up. Actually, I should put the right color thread on there. Let's see if we can adjust this just a little bit for y'all to see that past the chat. Well, if I can see to get that line and that thread in there. All right, now we can get started. Happy New Year, Stuart. So we got some like fire orange here that we're going to use. And of course, blaze orange jig head, and then we're going to do some tiger fire type colors. I can't even remember what the chenille is called. Hope y'all are having a happy new year. We don't do those whole resolution things in this house, but if y'all do your resolutions, hopefully you stick to them, because most people don't, especially with their like exercise and workout resolutions. What are you sighing for?
Are you going up?
I'm up now. Naomi's in there sighing in the kitchen. If y'all didn't know, reason why we wasn't up last week is taking care of Naomi. She had surgery, so she had surgery on her breast to remove some precancerous stuff, and they got it all out of that spot, and the everything came back good, so praise God for that. And then this last week she's got an infection in it, so it's bad. It was making her real sick, and with she got put on some really strong antibiotics, and that's really helping. So to continue prayers for Naomi that she can heal up. And now she's got I don't mean to be gross or nothing, but she's got some drainage and stuff that she's out of that surgery, and it's not supposed to be there. So we're missing some chat here. Yak Fishing Adventures. My resolution is to focus more on the family. I have been the best dad and husband this past year. Want to do better. Yes, we all want to do better being dads and husbands, that's for sure. The Bible says that we're supposed to focus on family and do what we're supposed to as men. So And then River Rat 3030 said vote for him for Angler of the Year and Bloopers of the Year on the Golden Whiskers Award. So you guys might see that pop up on Facebook, the Golden Whiskers Award stuff. So go vote for Ernest and vote for the other people on things and what have you. There's some different polls on there. Oh, I guess we need some flash. I bought a bag of flash because I didn't like the orange flash I was using. And you know what? I went to the store, and as you can see, there's no orange in here because they didn't have any. And then I got to digging through my stuff and realized that I did have an orange. It's kind of a gold orange, but as you can see, this here doesn't go with that very well. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I've just been tying up a bunch of different stuff, trying to get ready for the show. And I have another orange in there that's a little darker, but it doesn't go with this very well. So kind of since we're using this chenille here, what I thought is, oh, there it is. So we're just going to use black. So I got black here. I just pulled some of the twist out of that. I can grab a hold of it. Yeah, I just separated that. We're gonna fix that. Oh, come on. Quit. Static in my house is going nuts. Wintertime, everything is so dry. Get off. I'm gonna have a fit in a minute. There we go. Now I don't know where that piece went. Oh, there. No. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll find it later. Oh, it was stuck to my hand with static. Yeah. My resolution this year is nothing because I don't have a resolution. I don't do that whole thing. So it's y'all do what y'all want to do, but I guess if I had a resolution that was important to me, it would be to pray more or spend more time, in the Word or something like that. We catch ourselves where we're just not doing what we're supposed to be doing as Christian men. So I got there's James. So I got a Bible in my truck. I got a Bible on the table. I got a Bible in my wife's book bag that she takes to church, and so I got several different Bibles, and then I got about 8 different versions in the bedroom on the bookshelf that I use. So the Bible that I keep in the truck is a little bitty one, and the print's pretty small, so
can't read it.
Naomi can't read it. I was like, here, can you read this? And she's like, the pages look gray, and I was like, good, then that means I can read it to you. So yeah, she can't see that small print. She's starting to have to read with using readers, so she's getting hang them down there on her nose like this. It's like
Nathan's back here in town too.
Yeah, and then my son moved back from Wellington to Kingman, living out the farm with Grandma on Naomi's mama. So this is what we're doing today. But he's living back out there. She's elderly or getting elderly. I don't want to say she's too elderly because she's in their late 70s. She's not quite elderly, but a lot of people would consider that elderly. But she's starting to have some balance issues and things like that. She's still doing really good. I mean, she still drives, still full comprehension, all that kind of stuff. But it's just some of the balance stuff. So, and it's usually when she's steps on something that's off centered in the yard or something like that. But anyways, he moved back out there for the time being until a position comes open in I think he's trying to get on at Sedgwick County. He did get his paramed. He graduated from college again. This is the second time he's gone to college.
We actually
I
got to
mean,
see a graduation. Not
yeah. So we got to see him graduate this time, and then he took his paramedic test the same day, and he passed it with, I mean, they don't tell you what with what. So, but he passed it and gave him a better attitude, and he passed the class with a low 90 something. So, which was great. And he has been back here in Kingman working, so he is back on shift here. He just pulled a 36-hour shift. So, in other words, he worked for a day and a half. They sleep at the station and all that stuff. So, but yeah,
he's supposed to be part time, but he's getting full time hours.
yeah, he's supposed to be part time, but with the how things are, he's gotten full time this week just because of people calling in or needing to fill in or something like that. This is the time of year everybody's sick and stuff. So, but today we are going to take the Jolly Roger out, and I'm going to do some filming. Hopefully, we can catch some fish so we can get some footage. I have a couple friends that have been asking me for some edited videos. So, and then there's a little boy at church. Shout out to him and Caleb, and he's pretty young. I'm not for sure his exact age, but I think he's like 8 or something. So, but he's been wanting to see some edited videos, so we're going to do some of that and try to get some more of those pushed out. We've just been doing lives the last few months, and we'll see what we can get done. Morning, Shirley. But yeah, so me and Tim are going to take the Jolly Roger out. Well, me, Tim, and Greg are going to take the Jolly Roger today after lunch. The whole goal is to just get her out. She hasn't been running. We haven't taken her out for like 4 months, and we're gonna get it. Make sure everything's running good and all that kind of stuff, and check. Like maybe do a little trying to find some spots for crappie and stuff. It's this time of year the big boys are hanging out in a little deeper water, and see if we can get us a 3-pounder today. But the whole goal of this is just to make sure it's running good and all that kind of stuff. And then tomorrow I'm going to take it out again with a couple that are interested in buying it. So we're gonna. It kills my back, as y'all know, but this time of year it's not so bad because all the pleasure boaters aren't out, so I'll be able to tolerate it just fine. Plus my back's been doing a little better lately, so we'll see how that goes. But like I said, we're trying to sell the boat, and we're going to go back to kayaks. Kayaks are so much easier to on my back. I can ride with the boat. I don't, my back doesn't sway so much. Now, granted, you're not on as big a water, but we just they're not cheaper, dear.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Well,
yeah,
you don't have to put gas and stuff in them, but I'm if I get a kayak, I'm actually gonna get forward facing sonar and all that. Right there's $2,000 just for the sonar, but and I may not even get forward facing sonar. I may just get another side imaging or something. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. But I'm gonna go back to a kayak. I'm gonna get a 12-foot instead of the 10-foot that I've got. Something bigger that we can. Yeah, we got to get Gregory from having issues with the kayak. He's scared of kayaks. So, I think the biggest thing is his is just so tippy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to buy him a one like mine that I have currently, but I have given mine to my son Timothy, and I'm going to buy one that is a 12-foot. Probably just get the same thing as what I have and Ascend through Bass Pro. So we've been doing a lot of stuff with Bass Pro lately. We did a live from Bass Pro So a few videos back, you can go watch that. Um, we got to get in there before hours, and we were with my buddy David Wade. He works for Bass Pro, so he is. I support him, and he supports me in our adventures. He promotes my jigs, and I promote his David Wade Outdoors. So, or I should say D Wade Outdoors. So if you guys are interested in following him, go check him out. It's a lot of fun. He is a crappie tournament fisherman, but also the Sunflower State Crappie Club. He is the new owner of that, and they're doing some stuff. They're trying to get some things figured out logistics wise. Okay, so River Rat said, David, you need to make a video of your rod setup and rig setup for catching them monster crappies. It would be awesome. I would watch for sure. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. So, like, I want to do some more educational type videos. So, like, talk about how I tie my knots, how I'm running my rigs, the bobbers we use, because sometimes I use slip bobbers, sometimes I use rocket bobbers. If you don't know what a rocket bobber is, just Google rocket bobber and they'll pop up. It's a plastic bobber that is long. It's got a stem on it. It's got a little bit of weight to it, so you can cast that thing. You can cast it at 150 feet. Usually we're just going about 100 foot out. Just a light cast, not chunking it. Gregory really chunks it, but and then talk about my how I tie the jigs on, what depth I'm running, what I'm looking for, where I'm going, things like that. We're going to start doing some more videos like that. I've really been slacking this year on that kind of stuff, but with Naomi having the health problems that she's had, me having some health problems this summer with the whole heart issue and having some angina and stuff. We got that figured out. So as long as I stay on the beta blockers, I'm good. I'm actually off the blood thinners, off the cholesterol, statin medicine. That statin medicine was half my problem, making me sick. So, um, I mostly eat meat. I've lost 60 pounds total now since the heart attack. So, I'm still losing weight. Just it's going slowly now. So, I've gotten back into the gym, started exercising, doing things like that. James, James in here. I One of these days I want to get with you and take you to our crappie hole where we fish off a bank and you know, do that kind of thing with you. I got a couple other people. The only reason why I mentioned James is because he's in here. Um, there's a couple other people that I want to take fishing as well. We today I think we're going to go out and see if we can find some crappie off the boat, and if not, we're gonna see that would be sweet. Okay, right on. The And it's not that far from Wichita. It's between Garden Plain and Cheney, so and just have you meet us there, and I'll give you the I'll like send you a pin for the coordinates and stuff. Oh, that's cool. River Rat said that next year the Golden Whiskers Award will be having a crappie and carp and bass award as well. That'll be neat. But yeah, we're looking forward to doing some more fishing and stuff. I'm going to start doing more. What I'm going to end up doing is like kind of like what River Rat does. I'm going to end up doing more stuff on Facebook and do some small short stuff, things like that. And what are you doing, dear? It must have just been going out to see what the temperature was like. Yeah, that's what she said. And trying to figure out how cold it was. So next year, this year, I should say next year. This year, we're going to start doing more videos. They may not be, edited real nice like our videos used to be, because I'm going to just go back to, doing a lot of the editing myself. And, but I want to do a lot more Facebook stuff. So just quick videos like what I posted last week of like Gregory catching crappie, me catching crappie. We're going to get in more into blue cat fishing. So Cheney has been on fire for blue cats lately, and I got a few spots that we used to fish back in the day that now that the lake is full, I'll get back on those and we'll do some fishing once the the weather starts warming back up in April and stuff. We will start targeting more evening time, but for now we're just going to do daytime fishing. So like, noon to 4 type stuff. Now I know the middle of the day is not ideal, but we catch plenty of fish out there. The key is kind of knowing where you're going, and what to use and stuff like that. So we are big into using cut shad when we can get some shad, and then but don't think I won't catch some crappie and use them for bait, or some bluegill. And I prefer cut bait over whole bait. It seems to work better getting that blood in the water and what have you. So the everybody's got their own opinion of what to use and where to go. And I don't leave my bait out there but 10 or 15 minutes, and if I don't get something, then I'll recast 20 feet over or something like that. And then after we wore that spot out, and if we don't get nothing, then we just move on and go to a different spot. Usually we get enough fish, with the blue cat population at Cheney, that's really exploded. And now you guys might get tired of seeing the same old spots that we go to and stuff, but the whole wheelchairs kind of limits my accessibility these days, because a lot of places it just is not worth going and fighting and having the headache of trying to get through the muck and gunk. But I did get a new wheelchair. My new wheelchair has a lot bigger tires on the front. So my new wheels are 1.5 inches wide, not the little 3/4 inch wide wheels. So I do stay up on the top better. But we're going to do some more stuff from, Eagle Lake. We're going to hit Afton more. We are going to stay around our area for the most part, but that kind of stuff. So, but also the Wichita Boat Show is coming up in next month. So we will be there tying jigs and getting to meet people, and of course selling our stuff. My rod holders, I am working on trying to get those power coated. Yeah, any fishing videos are better than none. I'm going to start doing some more stuff on, I might even do some more stuff in the shop, but the shop is kind of boring and mundane. And I get so busy and in tuned in what I'm doing, I just don't really record much. I kind of really don't want people to see my whole, setup and technique of how I do my rod holders anyways. There's another gentleman that has rod holders out there. He's very gloaty, which in my opinion, gloating like that and trying to say that you're, you have, like revolutionize the market and stuff. That's being selfish and kind of things like that. I don't want to talk bad about somebody, but God says all that's a sin. So that's why I don't post so much about my rod holders. And if you guys got my rod holders, you guys know how good they are. And if you don't have my rod holders, or don't even know that I make rod holders, well, I make rod holders. So I mean, I do show them off, and they're right here. You don't need a bunch of different styles and different kinds of rod holders. This one does it all. So that's about as much gloaty as I get. And that's just more of a promotional video. I'm not, trying to say that mine are the best, but in my opinion, they are, they are superior to a lot of them. I have people that, really enjoy mine. And like I said, if I sell them, I sell them. If you guys want them, yeah, that's fine. I'm just not gonna kill myself trying to promote them. God will take care of that, and they'll promote themselves. I'm more about doing the jigs than anything. I do think my jigs are the way I tie them, the way I piece them together like this. Keep running the thread around the feather and doing all that stuff to lock them in. You know, it holds them together better and that kind of thing. I'm just more about wanting to share fishing. Went to Afton Wednesday. The rod holder worked great, and we've seen 4 bald eagles. Yeah, the bald eagles have moved back in for sure. They usually go away in late summer and then they come back. I'm not for sure where they go or anything, but out at the lease lake that we go to where we catch those slab crappie, they there's a pair of nesting eagles out there that have been there for 6 or 7 years now, and they keep coming back. The nest just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. It's wonderful to get to see them, watch them dive on the water and catch fish and do all that. There's a couple pairs out at Cheney that we watch when we go out there sometimes, and we've seen some, on the river up at Cheney as well. And I think they're beautiful birds. Hey, Lisa, Happy New Year. Plus, the other thing I was going to say about my rod holders is they are cheaper than the others. So you save money when you get them. I'm not out to gouge nobody for price, but I gotta. I'm not just gonna give them away. Give them away. Now I do give one out time to time and stuff. So. But also, I don't drive a big fancy truck. Well, I mean, I drive a big fancy truck to me, but I don't drive a new truck. My truck's 12 years old, and that's just to keep life simple and not have a bunch of cost. And uh, I don't want to have to charge an arm and a leg for my stuff just to get to make my life better. The goal is to make our lives better, but we're also supposed to live frugal and not exceed our limits, which sometimes we do exceed our limits. If I can get this pontoon boat sold, then that'll put me back within my limit. I've letting things get away from me a little bit lately, trying to buy material and stuff like that for the jig tying. As you know, that stuff gets expensive. But also, I did buy powder coating setup for the rod holders. I'm going to start powder coating them. You're fine, Rick. How you doing, brother? Yeah, there's yeah, I know, and I've even dropped the price down 2 grand. But the biggest problem is the trailer does not have a title, but the pontoon boat and trailer together weigh less than 2,000 pounds or right close to it. So in Kansas, you don't have to have a tag on your trailer for that. And um, the my friend bought the trailer and the boat pretty much new. I think it was a year old or whatever, but he didn't worry about it because he didn't want to have to pay the boat sales tax or the boat property tax and all that kind of stuff every year, and didn't have to worry about getting a tag and stuff. So, and then so he thinks he did get a title when he bought it. He just can't find it. I mean, it's buried in paperwork. It's been 27 years since he got the boat, so but the guy that's looking into buying it, he's not too worried about it. We have a thing in Kansas called a quick title that he can go and file. He just got to take it and let the state troopers and inspect it and stuff, and then they'll sign it. they'll go off the VIN number that's on it, or they'll come here, thread. They'll go off the VIN number that's on it, or they'll assign it a new VIN. But in Kansas, they took away the property sales tax on boats and jet skis and all that kind of stuff. So there, on your aquatic vessels, there's no more property taxes on that. That's as of yesterday. Misplaced country girl, she made it. Good morning to you, Denise. But yeah, we might have that boat sold tomorrow. So I'm going to take the boat out today, make sure everything's running good and all that. That kind of stuff. And then tomorrow we'll go out again. Tomorrow we'll go out with the couple that are looking at buying it. And like I said, I marked it down $2,000. That way, if he decides that he wants to get a quick title and stuff for the trailer, he can go do that, and then he'll have the extra money. I'm ready to get rid of it, and I'll be happy with the amount that they're going to pay for it. That'll get me back what I have into it at least. I know if I was out east, I would have probably sold it, already, but. Yeah, I can't even pronounce that, but good morning to you. But if we get that boat sold, then I will. It will all just go on what I have on account. So I've worked up my credit a little bit on like debt. Not that I worked up my credit because I have good credit. I just worked up my debt on my credit. I probably don't have as good a credit now since. But yeah, I hope they buy it. But like I said, I've got the boats registered and with the state and Fish and Game, and I do have numbers on hull numbers, and I do have the trailers included into that. They know the VIN number and all that for that, but it's just been something that I wasn't worried about. But this gentleman's wanting to take it on the interstate and stuff like that, so he's kind of worried about getting pulled over or something like that. But like I said, I told him just put an under 2K tag on it and go for it, because you can buy under 2K tags here in Kansas and just get her done. Hey Mark, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. Oh, Cheney State Park did a hike for the first day of the year yesterday. Almost 5,000 people out there. Wow. There's a lot of people that have never been to the state park, even though we're a popular park. There's a lot of people who have never been here, and this is their first time. Yeah, we've got deer in the freezer, several of them. We got my son. My son wants to get a couple more. Yeah, my son, he's a fur harvester too. So the bad thing is he had some skunks in my freezer, and trying to do his whole fur harvesting thing, because this year skunks are bringing $20 a piece almost. So he's been gathering up skunks. So we had 7 skunks in the freezer at one time, and it really stunk. Made all the. It was not in the. I shouldn't say in the. It was in the shop refrigerator freezer, is where they were at, and he had a badger in there and a couple bobcats, and I think actually just one bobcat. So it smelled pretty bad. Like all the egg cartons, the eggs and the egg cartons that we had in there, that cardboard absorbed the smell. So every time you'd bring an
It's
egg,
okay.
I mean the eggs and stuff are. It's just smell. Um, but yeah, so we kind of had that skunky smell going for a while. But since he moved back to Kingman, he got his. He brought his deep freeze with him, so now he's keeping the critters in that out at his little garage out there at the farm. So I don't have to worry about it, my stuff smelling no more. But yeah, it was kind of funny that our garage, and every time you go out into the shop, it just smelled like skunk. I mean, good thing I don't mind the smell. I kind of like it. Drop that feather. But my son's supposed to be here before too long to get his dog. He did work until midnight last night, so he's supposed to be here sometime to get his dog, and they're going to go bird hunting this morning. Yeah, he's taken out quite a few coyotes too. So, but he's also got us a few hogs this last fall and stuff like that. So, I got a freezer full of meat. It's a good thing that my son still provides us and helps us out with meat. So, we got we got 3 hogs in the freezer and 3 deer in the freezer, 3 does, and I ground like one doe. I did half of it in roasts and steaks, and then the other 2 deer I just ground them all except for their back straps
Yeah, but Chiqui's
and
girlfriend
and
had a
loins. But yeah, so we got plenty of meat, and then we keep finding. I keep finding chuck roasts and sirloin roasts for right around $5 a pound,
Ellie.
marked down. So I've been buying them, but usually I'll buy a chuck roll, which is like a 40-pound piece of meat, and then I'll cut my own steaks and stuff out of that, which is only like four. I think the last time I checked it was like 4.30 a pound, and then I'll cut my own steaks and grind my own hamburger. At least I know I'm not getting 400 cows in one bag of hamburger. But I've been eating a lot of steak lately, doing the whole carnivore thing for the most part. I still eat. I mean, I'm not full carnivore because I eat an avocado every day, and I'll eat cheese and stuff like that. So then I made pizza the other night. So when I make pizza, I'll make carnivore pizza, and I use uh, a can of chicken, or a half pound of ground chicken, and then a cup and a half of cheese, and then 4 eggs, and I put it in the food processor, and I just grind the tar out of it, and then it gets kind of runny, and then I'll put parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and then I'll pour that on the cookie sheet, and I'll bake it for 15-20 minutes at 400, and then I'll take it out, and then take the parchment paper and flip it upside down, and then peel that parchment paper off, and then I'll put more cheese on it, and then some bell peppers. So that's about the only vegetable I'm eating right now is bell peppers or hot peppers. So, but like I said, I'm not full carnivore, but I'm doing mostly that. But also, I've gotten off the blood thinners. I've gotten off the cholesterol medicine, which sounds funny getting off the cholesterol medicine, eating more meat, but my cholesterol was getting too low. When your cholesterol gets too low, then you start having problems with your brain function and stuff because your brain is 90% cholesterol, is what it uses. You can live without carbohydrates, you can live without vegetables, you just can't live without proteins and fats. So you can agree with me or not, but when my cardiologist is sitting there eating a cheeseburger from McDonald's, it's kind of hard to believe him. Hey, Backlash. Yeah, Rick, I've been doing, I know that, and that's kind of what I've been doing. I don't eat as much steak as what they say to. I just eat like 8 to 12 ounces of steak when I do, or I'll eat 2 hamburger patties, that kind of stuff. No, my website is not working. I don't know what the deal is. I haven't been able to talk to Rex about it. Rex was the one that was kind of doing it. I think what it was he was paying for the hosting part of it or something like that or whatever. And I just don't know. But like I said, I'm not too worried about it. Um, I've decided that I'd rather just deal with people direct instead of having the website to where people can, I mean, maybe I do need to get it fixed or whatever, but like I said, it's too much headache for me to deal with right now. And my blood pressure dropped like a rock since I quit smoking. Well, hopefully that's a good thing, Mark. Yeah, I still need to drop another 40 pounds. So if you can see me, I don't know how well you can see me, but I'm a lot thinner than I was, and I'm a lot bigger than I was. So kind of, this is gloating, and I'm not really happy about it. But
That's what meat does.
this is, I mean, I'm strong as heck. So you know, you can tell that. Also, I've been going to the gym and working out, so I can bench 300 pounds. So if that tells you anything, I got that big old meaty chest from pushing my wheelchair all day long. But yeah, so I've dropped a lot of weight. I got, like I said, I'm right at about 212 now. I need to. I've gained I haven't gained any fat or anything, and I haven't gained any weight, but I've gained muscle. So I've just been the last month I've stayed right where I'm at. Yeah, Naomi's right here, Joshua. Or no, I guess that's Avid. Sorry, I didn't read it quite right. So Naomi's right behind me. So she's standing right here, was talking, like hand signals. Tell me I'm number one sometimes. Hey, everybody, some people have changed their channel names, and I had to remember who was who there. Sorry about that, Avid. But yeah, I got 40 rod holders bent up in the shop as well, and I need to get out there, and I was going to do that today, but then we decided that we'd take the boat out and see, make sure the boat runs good and everything, because since I might sell it tomorrow.
Tell them you have a show next month.
So I did. I told them that I have the Wichita Boat Show next month. So, like I said, if you're in the Wichita area and you guys are going to the boat show, then we will see you there. I will be there all 3 days. I will have a booth. I will be selling my rod holders, my hats, my t-shirts, my jigs, that kind of thing. So I dropped that piece of flash. Just about too small to tie in there. I need another little piece. Trying to use up my ends. Monday's going to be 60s. That's going to be nice. Tuesday's going to be 63. Then it's going to drop back down in the 50s. And then next Saturday and Sunday will be in the 40s. But today and tomorrow is going to be 54 and 53. Then 57, 64, 63.
Where did our winter go?
Yeah, our winter's kind of. I mean, we haven't really had much of a winter. We had
I
a
don't
few
know how hot it
days.
was for Christmas.
Yeah, it was 75 degrees here Christmas Day.
We was on the front porch.
We went and ate lunch out on the front porch. Yeah, they. I I appreciate that, Rick, but I don't know. I think, like I was saying, I don't like to be gloaty and I don't like to promote my stuff so much. I mean, I don't know what my deal is. To me, it just seems sinful to do so. Um, Now, I mean, I need to make money and I need to tell people about my stuff, but the reason why I like my rod holders versus everybody else is it took me a year to develop this rod holder. After making them and changing the measurements and all that kind of stuff, I got to where, now you only need this one style. This covers everything you need. You put a rod in there like that, like that, like that, down like that, put it up straight up. You can run one off to the side. You can put three of them in there, all that kind of thing. I have the two holes for rod leashes, a guard dog on duty, your stringer, all that kind of stuff. So I don't have to make multiple designs like other companies do. So, but I don't want to talk bad about anybody. But also, I'm not trying to pay for an $80,000 truck. I'm just. Well, I appreciate that, James. Yeah, and I, those that I have given rod holders to or given jigs to, not making them, pay for them and stuff. I mean, I do appreciate you guys, promoting my things, and that's kind of what I want. Is I even thought about, having a few of you be pro staff for me and stuff like that, but I feel bad, and that's my whole thing. Is God tells me, things in my head that it just he will provide as long as I stay vigilant in prayer and stay true to the word and stuff. He'll provide for me, but also we do need to market myself a little better, I suppose, and do more social media and stuff like that. But I try not to be gloaty. I don't want to have to answer to it at the end. So yeah, I know pro staffers, right? The problem with pro staffers is they agree to do some things, and then when you give them product, then you never hear from them again and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just prefer people that enjoy my product to just tell other people about my products. And once in a while I might float them something for free, or or if they make an order, I'll add extras in it and stuff like that. So, and then I don't go and brag on the internet about, oh, this person bought my stuff and then I gave them this stuff, and you know that kind of thing. Yeah, Avid, you know how to get a hold of me. Just let me know what you want. Send me a message.
We already know what he wants.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about your cookies, Naomi. You need to get healed up
I know
first
I do.
and all that. If for those that weren't in here earlier, Naomi had surgery on her breast to remove some precancerous stuff, and she's gotten a real bad infection out of it, and it's she got a bunch of drainage and stuff coming out of it, which is not
Antibiotics help.
supposed to help or supposed to be that way. She's on some really strong antibiotics, which is helping, but she spends a lot of time sleeping. But at the moment, she is cancer free, so praise the Lord for that.
Woo!
That was the biggest thing, is to make sure that none of that stuff was going to kill her. I love my wife. I want her to be here as long as I am. I would be just fine with us both going in the same day. And I'm going to do everything in my power to remain here as well, to keep healthy and do what I'm supposed to do to stay healthy. That's why I said I started going back to this Christian gym that we have here in town. So, you go in there, they have a set workout to do. They modify it for me since I'm in the wheelchair. There's a lot of praying going on.
They do a prayer
They do a
before
little. They do a little bit of a testimonial thing, a prayer, and maybe a little bit of verse reading. That kind of just a small verse. Do a little story about some stuff. Hey, Chad, welcome in. So they'll do some stuff like that, and then we work out, and they do an intense workout. So they call it a battle. So they'll have we'll have a warm up session where you do something 5 or 6 times or 4 times or whatever, and get warmed up, and then they'll set the clock. You do like a movement every 2 minutes for 4 to 6 times, and then they'll have a set workout that you do, and I know I got some more of that shit. So then you do the battle workout is usually 12 to 20 minutes, and you'll do 5 things. So you'll do one thing, say 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you go back and repeat that, and you just keep going. There's no rest in there. And you do that for 12 to 20 minutes, depending on what day it is and stuff. And you get you get your heart rate up, you get a real good workout, and you burn your arms, things like that. So I know you guys can see me in the camera, and my shoulder development and my chest development's all coming back. So I've always been a big guy. I've just been kind of heavy where I hit it. Well, if I could find the end of this, I'm going to have to order some more. I think this is my last one.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get a skein of it, but every time I get on there, the guy I order from doesn't have a skein. He just has these 5-yard packs, so I'll order 4 or 5 of them. But yeah, I feel a lot better, working out and doing all that. There's some days I work out that actually I feel like I'm having, some chest pain and stuff like that. But I think it's just the soreness that you get when you exercise muscles you haven't exercised for a while. And at this gym, it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And since I'm just getting back into it, I'm working out different muscle groups that I haven't worked out for a while. So just kind of that kind of thing. And my son, Timothy, he's talking about going back to the gym. And for those that came in just now, so he's talking about going back to the gym with me, the same gym. But it's good that we have a Christian gym here. You can be with like-minded people. There's no judgment. There's nobody, laughing at you because you can't, do something, or cursing you out because you're using their machine. Yeah, we got one guy at our main gym that I used to go to. It's an actual gym, where everybody just does their own thing. They have some trainers and stuff in there, but you got to pay for them. But that gym, you go in there, and there's a couple guys in there that they'll use 3 or 4 machines at one time. And if you get on their machine, even if they're on another machine, they'll cuss you out. They'll be like, "Don't change my settings," and blah blah blah. Or if they're doing dumbbells, they'll have dumbbells laid all over the place, which with me being in the chair, kind of, I have to move stuff aside, and they'll be like, "Don't move my weights." And of course I'm like, this is not just your gym. We all pay money to be here.
What'd
you find?
The hand's marked.
Oh.
When are you going to get it back? Why'd you leave it in his car?
I was on the shot.
He got something, but it's in Aaron's car.
Well, Gregory's here, but the stuff is in his uncle's vehicle, and his uncle isn't here. So, how can we do a show and tell?
Yeah.
When's he gonna be here?
He went home. He went home.
We'll call him, Naomi, and tell him that you need that stuff so Gregory can do his deal. Yeah, we can't do what you got, Gregory. The stuff's in his uncle's car, and his uncle went to the house instead of bringing it here. Well, that's kind of, yeah. Have you ever tried, what? Have you ever tried a vibrating plate for inflammation damage? Helps to get the blood. No, I've heard of it, but I haven't. He said, just have Gregory tell us good morning. You should have seen the look he just gave.
Ellie. Ellie, burn.
Hello? What's Aaron doing?
Get the burn.
New to use. You haven't came home yet? Okay. That's all I needed.
No,
Bye.
just tell her when. You should have just told her when he gets there. Tell
No,
him.
he's not new to use. Why don't you go back see if he's there?
You lab. Very new wearing. I know where the car from there.
First time back in a couple weeks, and
We'll come back in a little bit.
that's fine. I'm just gonna stay up for a little bit anyway, so I don't have to go nowhere until noontime. I mean, I've got a couple of things I got to do on the boat.
Okay, let's call the other phone. See if he has that one.
Probably doesn't. It's probably in her purse.
No, he went to new to use.
Rosie's running around after Gregory like, where's my toy? You didn't bring me a toy. We'll see you, Rick. Go feed your puppies. Rick had some new puppies. Along with the other dogs he had.
You gonna bring Gregory his stuff? Gregory left some stuff in your car. You gonna bring it to him? Okay.
Yeah.
Done. I got him.
All right, so
You
she,
can bring it to him.
yeah, he got a hold of Aaron, so good.
Me.
Or she got a hold of Aaron.
I can.
Here's the other black light.
Yeah.
Hey, I want that black light. Come here. Unplug it.
Matthew got a black light.
We're gonna go in the bathroom.
Go to.
Oh. So unplug
Thank
it
you,
from
Shirley.
here.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Matthew bought a black light at the thrift store. Naomi said,
I don't
let's
care
take
from
it into
here.
y'all's bathroom and shine it in there.
Until we get an expansion.
I don't care. Come here.
Why not? Why not? The plug-in right there will light up everything. Yeah, it'll light up that whole bathroom.
I don't care.
The bathroom's only 13 foot
Even
long.
if I see a little spot. Okay, where's the plug in?
No, our uncle's house.
Your bedroom.
No.
Your bedroom.
Whoa.
I get a fire hydrant.
I'm sure your bedroom is too. With as much as you wipe your snot on your shirt.
Uncle.
Look at this wall.
I'm giving my boys crap, so forgive me.
Uncle.
Ah, ah.
Uncle's house.
She's in there shining that black light on the sink and the mirror and stuff.
Go get a,
And thank you.
That's funny.
what's that?
Go in the kitchen and turn the light off and shine it in the
Your
kitchen
uncle.
since you guys.
Make you a jacket of purple.
All right, now Gregory's got his stuff.
Plain yellow jerky. Mom,
T Fishing, good morning to you. Please, what? Did you show up early already?
Put that in the kitchen sink.
Right on.
Take the jacket off.
All right, Gregory, are you ready? It's for those of you guys don't know, my son goes to the thrift store, and yes, I see it. My son goes to the thrift store and finds finds, gets things and stuff, and so we have a What You Got Gregory show and tell, and we show what he got at the thrift store. So let me finish this real quick, and he's getting stuff unpacked, and then we'll show that.
Fun and junk
I never come here.
and
Ooh, I like.
and work right.
Tim's in here with about 20 eyeballs.
Another one?
All right, so like I said, Gregory is 28 years old, almost 29 years old. If you guys don't know, he's got a birthday in February, so be watching out for that. He is autistic, so he doesn't speak. So that's why when you'll see comments in here about hey, tell Gregory to say something, or tell Gregory to tell us hi, or stuff like that. So it's Gregory. What you got, Gregory? Got you some more cars. What shirt you got on there, Gregory? What shirt is that, Gregory? You got me a can of spray paint. He already done showed me that and was telling me that I needed a can of paint. Yeah, those are normally, hopefully, how full is it? Ooh, that's full too. Hopefully it didn't get frozen. And then, what? You got to be in there. All right. Is that Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man? That's Pac-Man. We got to get in camera view here, son. There you go. And then you got you a little back. Boy, that's a little bitty backpack. That's a one slinger. It smells like incense. You think they were smuggling something green in there? Yeah, that's a pretty good little bag. You gonna use that for fishing, are you? Yeah. Hey, come here. Don't go away yet. Show everybody your shirt again. What do you say, Gregory? Say hi, bye, something.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gregory really likes the military bags. Now I can't get the camera back way I had it.
Hey, babe. He broke your clinic shop.
Yeah.
He said to hang it there
Oh, put that in the shop?
to replace the one he broke.
Right on. I'll do that.
The one he broke.
Gregory tried to adjust the time on the clock in the shop, and it broke. It wasn't his fault, but he keeps blaming himself, but it wasn't his fault. That clock was from the 50s, so it was out of the old school. Shirley T said, nice haul. Tim said, nice shirt. River Rat said, awesome job.
What'd you get?
James said, that's a good fishing bag.
You want some kind of pumpkin before you marinate?
No.
Yeah, right on, guys. That clock is junk. It is not a trademark clock. It doesn't have a trademark symbol on it, Matt. So don't worry about it.
Let's go.
My other son, Matthew, he's obsessed with value of stuff, which I don't understand where he gets that from, because it's not from us. He's also obsessed with video games and stuff. So, but it's fine. He's got his little niche that he likes. So I think that it's all nonsense. I don't play video games. I think they're a waste of time and effort. But if that's all you got and that's what you want to do, then that's between you and God. So, and don't take me wrong, I'm not putting him down or anything like that. I just don't like the stuff. And in order to make money at playing video games and stuff like that, you would have to be really good, really, really good at video games. And as we all know, it takes 1 million views on YouTube just to make a few $1,000s. So there ain't nobody in this house getting 1 million views.
He hung it up.
Gregory hung up the clock. So now we have a new Pac-Man shop clock. You guys will probably see that on future videos.
You used to have a shop from the school.
Yeah, the clock. That's why I told him the clock from the school got damaged. That didn't come from the high school.
No, but
that came from the clinic, which came from the clinic, and before it was at your grandmother's clinic, it was at the old school, the one that is no longer in existence. But it's just one of the, the clock that went dead is one of them industrial style, at every school back when we was all kids and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna go take a shower.
But we are going to get the boat ready, like I said. I've got all 4 batteries charged, and yes, our boat has 4 batteries. It has 2 lithium batteries for the trolling motor, and they're standalone. That's all they run is the trolling motor. Then we have an AMG battery for the side sonar, the Garmin. Then we have the deep cycle lead battery for the engine. And I pulled it off the lead battery out yesterday and threw it on the charger and checked it, and it had 12.3 volts in it. Speak right. And but I bumped it up to 12.7. So just put that little extra juice in there just to get it to where when we go out today, if we have some trouble starting the motor, we'll have plenty of juice to spin her over. But that also tells me that the last couple times we went out with the boat, that the magneto was charging everything, and so we don't have to worry about charging stuff on the boat. But we also got we got to load I took the battery, the AMG and the LED battery, or LED batteries, the lithium batteries and the AMG battery. I took them out and stored them in my garage because my garage is heated, and so they've been in there for a month. Then we'll get that all put back in today. We'll make sure that the paddles are in there. I know the fire extinguishers are in there. Get the life jackets loaded in there, and make sure we're all legal. So when we hit the water, lately the Parks and Wildlife have been out there doing their thing. So we will go and see if we get a sore back today. What you having for breakfast, Gregory? What cereal is that?
Honey Bunch of Oats chocolate.
Honey Bunches of Oats chocolate. I'm going to be a grain eater this morning. Gregory doesn't get up early enough to go to eat breakfast before he goes to the thrift store, so he waits until he gets home. So, Honey Bunches of Oats with chocolate. I don't know if I've ever had that or not.
Yeah, big old chocolate.
I'm not going to try it, but I don't know if I've ever had it or not. This whole month I'm not eating breakfast. I'm fasting until noon. So, but I get up at 4. This morning I didn't get up until 5 because we stayed up a little late last night. I stayed up until 9. I made it until 9 last night and the night before. I made it until 9:30 the night before New Year's Eve. I made it until 9:30. We went to church and we had a little fellowship and game night and a bunch of snacks and stuff. Naomi took her monster cookies and I took cheese and summer sausage. And then there was other people that brought a bunch of other types of cookies, and somebody brought brownies and that kind of stuff. So it was a good time. They was playing this game. It's kind of like a stock type game, so like a stock market type thing. You ring the bell and then you got commodities, so you got wheat and sugar and barley and all that thing, and you take, like, if you have two, or like, you lay it on the table and said, I need two, and then you swap with somebody else that has two, and you guys all try to get the same and everything. So, but I'm going to finish this jig off real quick because Mama's wanting my assistance. And because she's standing right there going, are you done? Are you done?
Take a shower.
So, yeah, go take a shower. Yeah, go take a
I
shower.
didn't know if it needed to be covered up.
I wouldn't get no water in it. Yeah, don't get no water in it. She's got a hole where they did the surgery. Just taking and yeah, let me finish this jig and I'll be in there in a minute and I'll help you put a band-aid on it. It's kind of off to the side where she can't see, so teasing me with monster cookies. Yeah. If I had some on the counter, I'd actually tease you more and show you, but she left them all at the church. But anyways, I guess we're going to go ahead and, I was going to stay up a little bit longer, but she needs my help. So, when your wife needs your help, you go help your wife, especially when it's something that's like that. So, there's another one. So we tied up 3, 6, 9, 12. Well, we only tied 12 today. I will, I'll finish this off today and finish out. I probably got another 30 heads in there, so we'll finish those off here after a while, and if not here after a while, we'll do it later today. Like I said, I'm trying to get enough stock built up. I'll show you guys what I got so far. So I have this box, and there is a few hundred jigs in there. I know it doesn't look like it, but so, like, these are all individual little bags, and they're just packed. These two columns are packed full of jigs. So, and then I have a bunch more jigs up here tied that I haven't bagged up yet, and we're just trying to get ready for the show. So, with that being said, y'all have a blessed and wonderful and great day, and I encourage you to open your Bible, and if you don't believe in God, I encourage you to at least open a Bible. Read some, maybe it'll change your mind, and if not, that's between you and the Creator, whoever you decide that is. I just encourage you to follow Jesus and be blessed and have a great and wonderful day. So go tie something, go do something, go be something. We're out of here.